Okay, so let's do a maze. What I've done is I've gone to the internet and I've already saved some backdrops that I want to use. So what I'm going to do here is go to my desktop. I'm going to download my maze. And you can see here that it's too small. Oh, okay, so you can. It's this tool here. I've just got to do that. Now I'm going to minus this up so I can see it's going to be the whole stage. So I can see where I'm going. And you can see over here that it's actually getting bigger. But I need to be careful because I don't want it to not be... See how I've gone off on that side? I need to make sure. So there we go. Now I've got my stage. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're good to go. So I've got a backdrop. Now I need a sprite. So I'm going to upload my sprite. And you can see it's a really big mouse. Okay, so that's too big. So if we go to costumes, I wonder if I can do the same again. Okay, I need to make it small enough. Now, you can see over here how it's got that outline on it. So let's make it bigger again and I'll show you exactly what I mean. See how it's brought the background with it. Now that's because of the way I've imported it from the internet. You can clean this up. So what you have to do is you actually have to go in and clean all that up. And you can see how it's changing. That's way too time consuming, so I'm not going to do that. You can do it though, it's not a problem. You can do it inside Scratch. And if you go really, you can be really finicky and careful about how you do it. So you can see here I'm getting quite exact on the mouse where I want it to be. Alright, so if you're really passionate about your image, then that's not a bad way to go. You can also see here that the pixels are changing as I change the resolution. Alright, that's because when I've imported it, it's come at a certain resolution. So you can see how it gets clearer the smaller I make it. So I'm going to dump that one. I'm going to use a prefab one. I'm going to do a search and let's see if I can find a mouse. I can. So let's import that. And you can see it doesn't have any border around it. That's because if we go to the costume, you can see it's got nothing around it. So you can see how he's in the middle there, the little mouse. So when you've imported it from Scratch, it's immediately in the middle. You need to be careful that your sprites are always in the middle of this page. So let me show you something. This button here, this tool here, it lets you select little bits of piece things. Now they've done that in order for you to be able to actually move each limb. What we want to do though is I want to show you something. This selects all of it. So if I do that, it selects all of it. If I group all of those, it means that it now moves as one. So instead of it, if I ungroup it and I do that, ungroup, I only move bits and pieces, right? Undo, undo, undo. Oh, undo. Okay, so I want to group it all up because I want to move it as one. Then that means it moves as one. You can see here there's a little dot in the middle. That dot there, that's where all the coding refers to in a sprite. So if you say turn one way or another, it's turning it on that point. So if your sprite isn't in the middle of this map, you're going to have coding problems. It will always be slightly off. So you can see he's already moved over there. Okay, so it's really important that, it's really important we move it as one and we put it in the middle. All right, and you can see how my mouse has moved again over here. That's really important. So the first thing I want him to do is when I click events, I want him to be in that location. So we go to motion and we say go to that point, but we also want him facing down, right? So we want him to be pointing in direction. Oh, that's awesome. That's a new feature. So if I press the flag, there we go. He's now facing the right direction. We now need to put motion in. So I need to go to events and I need to say when down arrow is pressed, change Y by 10. So if I now move the down, I wanted to use it by -10. There we go. So he now goes through, but he goes through the scenery. Okay, so that's a problem. All right, so now I need to do all the other movements. Okay, so you can see here I've got a bit of code now. It's looking a bit messy, so I'm going to just do cleanup. And for some reason it's moved it all the way sort of in the middle. That's annoying. Okay. But it's put it all kind of where I need it. Okay, so if I do this now, I should have movement in my mouse. But you can see he's not facing the right way, right? He's not moving with the way that I want him to go. He's also very, very glitchy. It's not a constant thing. So what we need to do, down arrow is correct, up arrow, we need him to face a different way. So we need to do point in direction up. So now, yep, see how he changes direction? But we need to do point in direction 180. Okay. All right, so now he should change the directions. Yay! Okay, we've got a mouse that's going the right way. He's very glitchy. So let's not make it 10. Let's make it -5. See if that helps. What's that left? That's a little bit better. So you can see there I'm just playing around with the numbers. I'll probably delete that now. All right, so now we've got a problem that if he touches the walls, he's just going through them. So we've now got to do a sensing command. So we need to have, a control if. Now we put this on the start command. So we know if doing something, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning. So this is always a good one, touching color. Problem is the mouse has got black on it, so I'm not sure if this is going to work. So let's have a look. I just click on that color and it's not letting me. Oh, yes, it is. I just pick up that and I do the wall. Okay, if I click the flag, he's still going through the walls. That doesn't help us. All right, so now I've got a problem. So the question is now, what can I do to fix my problem? Okay, let's put a forever if statement around that. And what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that and we're going to put that up there. Okay. Okay. So let's try that color again. Now, what I'm doing is going for that middle bit because the black seems to be there. Now we're better. But we've got a problem because our mouse is too big. So we need to set our size to something different. Let's do some incremental changes here. Let's put -10 on there and click it. That will work. So if I try and move my mouse, see, I touched the wall. So now I have to see whether or not I can get him through my maze without dying. All right, so he's a little jerky as he moves, so I'd be spending a bit of time on refining that. But now we've got blast. Okay, the other thing we can do is also do another forever if. So we just put this in here, forever. if, I'm going to use the touching colour again, touching, I'm going to use the pickup thing, but I'm going to use the green this time. Then what I want to do is I want to do another control, but I'm going to do a broadcast control. No, I'm not. Apparently it's in an event. Of course it's in an event. Okay, I'm going to broadcast message 1. All right, now if I go to the backdrop and I go to coding on the backdrop, that's my backdrop. I'm going to change these around. All I did was click and drag. Backdrop 2, I'm going to do some text. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you win. All right, let's make that a pretty color though. Pink's not overly pretty for me. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, but we want that a bit bigger. Can we make it bigger? Oh, we can make it all sorts of fonts. That's exciting. Oh, we can make it bigger. So then we've got a broadcast message. So what we can do here is we can do when I receive message 1, we go to looks and we do switch to backdrop 1. But that means we've got to make sure that when the game starts, it's on the right backdrop. Switch to backdrop download. Now, on our mouse, we want him to disappear. So we go to events. When I receive to message 1, we go to looks. We go to hide. But the problem is now when the game starts, he needs to show. So we need to put that in there as well. So if I do stop and I do start, we're back at the beginning. Let's pretend that I've been through the maze. And hopefully this will work. Ta-da! I've won. I cheated, but I've won. Okay, so that's how you can make a maze game. That's got a level change in it. This moving to the you win screen could have been a level change. It could have been a harder maze. So there's all sorts of different ways we can do this. So that is a basic maze game in Scratch 3.0. Okay, I hope that's helpful.